Bati-Bati Book Club.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, those who lie betwixt or outside, to yet another episode of the Bati-Bati Book Club. I'm your host, the Hangman Adam Page of Being Happily Engaged, Squill, joined, as always, by he's here, he's queer, he's somehow still employed despite taking a day to go to Chicago, my buddy Walk.
I sound like John Cena. I love Make-A-Wish kids. Cool impression. Hi, yeah, I didn't get fired. That was pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. How you doing, buddy? You're happily engaged?
Yes, I am.
Wahoo!
More than that, though, more important than any ridiculous thing like that,
Not for sure.
my newest video has 3,000 views. So
Why don't we get this numbers on this podcast is what I'm asking.
The numbers on the podcast? Yeah. Why don't
these fucking marks watch our fucking show?
Yeah, why don't you sit down for 90 minutes to listen to me, who normally does scripted content, and a guy you may not know at all, like, talk for the whole time.
Yeah, for true,
you
right?
May not care about.
You have 24 hours out of the day. You have an hour and 30. You can spare that. Come on.
You're Tito Ortiz. You train 6 times a week, 3 times a week, 6 times a month, or whatever. It's fine.
For 48 hours a day. Come on now. Your head's big enough. Come on.
Listen to the podcast.
You fucking bitch. I hate you.
Unless you asked us to.
You fucking asshole.
Oh. You got violence already.
This is a good start to the episode. It's cool.
It's always good to record late in the day. That way we're sufficiently unhinged.
Oh yeah, I'm hella brain dead. Being a college student has done numbers for my brain cells.
Am I right, my fellow kids?
Yeah, for real. Kickboard, skate.
Yep, do it all the time.
I drink Bang Energy. Is that what the kids are drinking, or is it Celsius? I drink both at the same time. I'm shitting crazy style.
Speaking of a youthful individual, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about one Yuji Nagata.
The youngest man in the world aside from the Outrunners.
No, for real. Yeah, for real. Young men.
He somehow looked his current age 56, but like his entire career he's been 56.
Oh, for sure. This man is aged gracefully at 56.
And in like 30 years he'll still be 56, and that's sort of the gambit you run when you do that sort of path.
Yeah, he has a Fujiwara syndrome, is what I'll dub that. It's looking the exact same age for your entire life.
It really helps.
Yeah, for true. That way people aren't like, damn, you aged poorly. Instead, they can just be like, damn, you aged the same.
You had heard of Yuji Nagata before we talked about him for the show, right?
Yes, I've heard of Blue Justice, not in the babyface terms, but in his Kenta Kobashi match, which is super sweet. I've always thought of him as like a rat bastard, so I was shocked that this guy is a good guy for most of the time when he's not in Noah.
Mm-hmm. Basically all the time.
Yeah, for true. He is... Yeah, all I knew is that he was kind of a rat bastard, and he did a funny dance. I've seen the funny dance. Yeah.
So, what I find that fascinating, because I know him as the good boy of the warrior of New Japan who saves it from foreign invaders.
Other Japanese people.
At one point, foreign invaders, sometimes it's Josh Barnett.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The far off land of Washington.
Stop! You're showing your hand.
Sometimes it's Kazunori Murakami, who I guess is technically from New Japan, but also
stop showing your hand. Stop it!
I will know, by the way, that he has some of the greatest nicknames and ring names ever. That at one point in his Noah run, he did tag with Maybach Taniguchi and was known as Maybach Blue Justice.
That's based.
How is that not already a rap album title? Maybach Blue Justice?
I know Action Bronson is listening to this podcast.
I know you already did Blue Chip 7000. Come on, Maybach. That would be the.
That'd be an awesome sequel name.
No, that would be the collab album between Rick Ross and Action Bronson.
Oh hell yeah! That
got it.
That's my favorite AEW wrestlers collabing on an album.
Which is weird that that's true. That if you made a list, if you made a playlist of rappers who have appeared on
AEW television,
it would include your favorite rapper and like several of our favorite rappers. Well, you're going West Side Gun, but Peggy.
Oh, for real though? Yeah, I forgot about that.
West Side Gun, Peggy, Rick Ross. That's a weird.
That's all you need.
Action Bronson.
That's all you need.
That's a good playlist.
That's like a crazy playlist too. Man, who else we got? We got Swerve Strickland. You can listen to the Swerve theme.
Maybe this is a hot take, but I don't like his theme. I think it's kind of bad.
Oh, well, that's a shame that you're cringing gay.
It's half gay, thank you very much.
Me too, twinning.
But no, I just think it's repetitive, which is good for a wrestling theme. But just as a song, it is bad. I do like the drop.
I go crazy in that with that song. When I was sitting on the bus, I was going crazy on that.
Look, the drop
in high school.
It's a song which is good for a live crowd, but just bad as a song independently.
Nah, for sure. It's fun. It goes hard whenever Prince Nana comes out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's all I got for.
But that's really a pro wrestling theme does not have to be a good song.
Oh, absolutely. It just has to make me turn up.
Mm-hmm. Yuji Nagata also went by Lion Maru, which is an interesting one.
Awesome. And that's not going to be the only person with an animal name tonight.
No, it's not.
That's pretty cool.
And he did approximately 3 matches as Lion Maru.
Oh! But what promotion? Is it in New Japan?
2 in New Japan, 1 in All Japan. I don't know why. Someone in the comments, please fill me in with the lore of Lion Maru. Why did he decide to do that?
Presumably it's kind of like
Oh no, I got it.
Oh, never
Lion
mind.
Maru is a Japanese tokusatsu television television franchise, so it was a tie-in.
Ah, okay. That's pretty cool. I'm a big fan. We got we talking like Jushin Thunder Liker in this bitch? Oh, cool.
Or
that's
Tiger
great.
Mask,
that's fucking crazy.
It's hilarious how
what's his fit?
We're gonna look this up.
I need to see what this dude looks like.
It's great because you can see. Oh my god, you're gonna love it.
Oh hell yeah!
He sort of looks like an Elden Ring character, and I won't tell you which one until we get to it.
What? No, I mean, are you just saying in chat?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck it, I'll put it in the thumbnail.
That'd be based as hell. We need to get rid of Super Dragon.
It's always good for an audio format to include bits about.
I've heard that's how. I've heard that's a good way of doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Here we go, and you're looking at now as part of the thumbnail, probably.
Holy shit! Oh, I know which Elden Ring character you're thinking of. Holy shit! It's the lion guy on the guy who does power bombs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's fucking scary. What the hell is this ring gear?
So what is the Japanese obsession with guys with cat heads doing?
I'm not gonna do any like sociology. Well, maybe they're powerful.
You've been to Japan one time. That makes you an expert.
Oh yeah, for real. Yeah, give me. Okay, so like, it's pretty easy to explain it now that I'm thinking about it. So lions are like big.
Yeah.
Like the sun.
Yes,
they got big heads. They're kind of shaped like the sun.
The sun goddess Amaterasu, of course.
Ah. And the Japanese flag has a sun in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And lions are pretty cool.
PhD in sociology. Wow.
Oh, for real. I got that shit year one. I didn't even have to write a doctorate.
I'm just glad that Nagata here there are things I tag as walk core, which
Mhm.
normally means they involve a certain amount of CTE.
Mhm.
But I've gotten a very good picture of what kind of wrestlers to recommend to you. And
Yes.
maybe one of the most walk core matches ever to not involve a trash can is the very first match we covered, Kensuke Sasaki versus Yuji Nagata.
Yeah!
So to
I am
provide a little
so
bit of
fucking.
background, Kensuke Sasaki was a boy in New Japan.
He's
Um,
he's a good boy.
he's a very good boy. Um, he he started as a dude with a mullet who tagged with Hiroshi Hase, who
As
also
one
had a
does.
mullet. Um,
The
and
mullet
and that
connection.
was sort of his early run of like technically he did some stuff in All Japan, but like he's trained by the why am I blanking on his name all of a sudden?
The goat.
The guy who makes all the Cuban
Oh
noodles.
yeah, Ricky Choshu.
Ricky Chosu, sorry. He is trained by Ricky Chosu. He does the thing that Ricky Chosu guys do of being shaped like a cube. He
Mm-hmm.
tags with Hiroshi Hase. There's some high profile matches against the Steiners.
Oh hell
Um,
yeah.
he's a good. That's a good match. They've had several good matches, but
Hell yeah.
they have some good matches. And then he sort of leaves for a while, and he comes back, and he's officially hot shit in New Japan.
Hell yeah.
Um, and he goes on to have some great matches against none other than Bob Sapp. Really, the most
Goated.
notable match Kensuke Sasaki would ever have,
Yeah, my goat Bob Sapp.
solely because it involves his wife Akira Hokuto swinging a sword at baby Katsuyori Shibata. That's
No!
really the most important thing.
Maybe that's why maybe that was like a traumatic like core memory for Chibata.
Shibata.
Yeah.
That's why he seeks death.
Yeah. He's
But
he goes to bed at night and he just dreams of Akira Hokuto pulling out a sword and trying to kill him.
here he is a bad boy.
He is a
And he's
bad
coming in
boy.
to try to fuck with New Japan.
Like a real
This is a
rat
this is a
bastard.
Tokyo Dome show.
Tokyo Dome. Damn.
Mhm. Yeah,
Tell me how you really feel.
Tokyo Dome show.
Yeah.
In the main, I will note, this card is actually stacked as fuck.
Can you list off a couple of these?
Main event, IWGP Heavyweight Title, NWF Heavyweight Title unification match: Shinsuke Nakamura versus Yoshihiro Takayama.
Oh, that's fucking goated. I
The
didn't know damn
co-main
Takayama's taking
event,
liberties.
the co-main event is uh Hiroyoshi Tenzan and Masahiro Chono facing Bob Sapp and Kaiji Muto.
Yeah! That's the most carny match I've heard in a while.
Josh Barnett and Takashi Izuka versus Makai Club, which is actually Shibata and Murakami.
We'll talk about them later.
Yeah, Jushin Liger defeats Takashi Segura. Segura,
For
who
real?
I've gotten you acquainted with.
Oh yeah.
And finally, Tenryu squashing somebody.
Oh, that's sick. He does
Yeah,
the KO punch,
yeah.
Big Show
Altogether,
style.
a pretty fucking sick dome show.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Tokyo Dome show.
Of course, this precedes it actually becoming Wrestle Kingdom, but still,
Oh yeah, this is kind of like a proto Wrestle
yeah,
Kingdom
the January 4th
show.
Dome show,
Yeah, okay, that's legit.
untitled January 4th Dome show. Well, it's called New Japan Wrestling World 2004, but that is the most like blah name you could give anything.
It's literally, I think, like they have that name basically for every single like show they have across
New
Japan.
Japan World Wrestling
Strong
in
stuff,
Tokyo, strong style.
flex style,
Yeah.
punchy,
Go
kick, smile.
and then if we go too long, it becomes a interdimensional cable Rick and Morty bit. So I'm gonna stop.
Okay,
That's where that stops.
okay. Do you
Um,
want to talk about the match?
do I? I think I do.
Oh, okay.
I will note as we go into this, it is none other than Red Shoes Uno.
The goat.
And eventually the shoes will not be the only thing red. As it is.
We don't want to show off our hand too early, buddy. All
How
right.
would you like to begin this match?
Well, I'd like to begin with Yuji Nagata and Kensuke Sasaki are fucking pissed straight off the bat. They have like 3 New Japan refs holding them back right off the bat.
I think I counted 5.
In total, like in the ring, or 5 holding them back? Because I think that's also a good number.
Yeah, I believe there's 5 in the beginning holding them back.
Okay. Kensuke Sasaki is wearing his Beast Bananas yellow fit. And Yuji Nagata is wearing his classic blue shorts.
Blue Justice, as it were.
Blue Justice.
And I will say
Kensuke.
in the story, it's really not to people who like are really about really about like 90s, early 2000s New Japan, because there's been a lie perpetrated that Enochiism is bad.
Enochiism's goated.
It is. Now, look, financially, I wasn't there. I wasn't their accountant. I can't say about like the ticket sales or anything like that about how it fared like as a draw with that philosophy. However, as an in-ring product, I would argue that it was the same, if not better, than most other eras of New Japan. There's a little bit of a brain drain sort of thing with the fact that 2 of the 3 OG Three Musketeers bolted. So, whereas in the second time they did that, Shibata leaves, but Tanahashi and Nakamura stick around for a while until, Nakamura leaves once he's already kind of washed.
Yeah.
But in that they stuck around. It'd be like the 4 pillars, like half of them didn't just leave as soon as they called them the 4 pillars.
Yep.
But in this case, after like a decade, 2 out of 3 of them have left. So there is a little bit of that, but I just think it's awesome matches.
Yeah, for true. Hey, any company that's employing Bob Sapp is good with me.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Brothers our brothers who may be missing a finger. Thank you for funding our operation.
Arigato gozaimasu.
And this is, who cares at this point, by the way, that it's off topic. I was doing MMA sparring over the weekend, and now my finger is bent to a degree which quite frankly is disturbing. And I'm thinking about getting it checked out, but regardless, I was thinking about the finger.
Oh yeah, no, for real.
I might need to cut off.
Oh no, that's messed up.
Tell me about Nagata.
Oh well, I want to tell you about Kensuke first. Kensuke is currently hitting a duck lips taunt, which is pretty cool. Nagata is pissed. He's got like a big bowling ball head, and he is pissed off. And then the match starts off, and the boys are beating the fuck out of each other immediately. They're throwing kicks, they're throwing slaps. It's cool as hell. Nagata kicks Kensuke right in his lariat arm, and then he does a kick to a belly-to-belly onto Kensuke. It's fucking sick. It's just... the best way to describe this match is that if it's like a heat segment for like 13 minutes, and the match is like 14.
Yeah, and it's also like the last 5 minutes of a Kings Road match, but for 13 minutes.
It has like the same energy as Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher,
except with minimal. Well, we'll get some foreign objects, but not like where that's sort of the focus of it.
Yes, it's like a mildly more restrained Necro Butcher versus Samoa Joe, but like just barely.
Yeah, and God, I might like it better than Necro versus Joe. Maybe that's sacrilege.
I can't take off that Band-Aid, bro. I can't do that.
It's solely because like it's 2 different aesthetics, whereas that one's an indie movie, as it were, with the sort of grimy Mid-South era they're in. This is being presented as these are 2 of the top warriors of the sport, rather than Samoa Joe, who's one of the top warriors of the sport, and then just some guy who's unable to die.
Well, I mean, part of the point of that match is that.
No, I know. It's what a big deal this feels like.
For sure. For sure. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I do feel bad, by the way, that Nakamura and Takayama had to come in as the main event.
Yeah, right. Having to follow up an IWGP match. That's messed up.
Well, no, trying to. This is non-title.
This is non-title? How the fuck
Yeah.
did this continue? Was this only for Honor?
Yes, it was for the honor of New Japan.
Oh, okay. I guess. I guess that's why they're allowed to take such liberties. All right, that makes sense. All right, cool. Anyways, no sell on the lariat from Nagata until he gets swatted to his ass by another lariat. Kensuke locks in a mean ass armbar onto Nagata. Nagata manages to get to the ropes, but Kensuke just isn't breaking it up. It is mean as hell. He's grimacing crazy. Red Shoes Uno is panicking in a very Red Shoes Uno way by like hitting kind of emotes.
And dude, man, this dude, it's amazing to me that he's like this here, but then he's still like it. The dude's like flexible as fuck. And like,
you must have a crazy Tai Chi yoga like regimen. It's nuts.
If I remember correctly, he does the splits at least twice during this match.
Yes, and in other matches we'll watch.
Mm-hmm.
They roll their way to the outside where Kensuke throws Nagata into a railing. But before we get too far, Akira Hokuto is here. She's on the mic, I believe. And
I find it funny because her husband is a very much a heel currently, and normally you bring out someone's pretty wife if like to build sympathy for them.
Yes,
but they're all like calling for her husband's blood.
She's just like, I love my husband and he is really cool and I am happy for him for having fun. Meanwhile, they're bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, someone who speaks Japanese, please explain what she's saying.
I really hope that she's being very supportive of her evil husband.
There, maybe. Then she's also like
evil. Yeah. In storyline.
Yeah.
They seem like a very nice pair.
Yeah. Don't hurt me, either of you, please.
They would kill the shit out of me, dog.
Yeah.
Akira Hokuto, like Kensuke Sasaki would throw me in midair, and then Akira Hokuto would cut me straight in half.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nuts. And then I would have Nakajima kicking the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm. Miyahara comes in out of nowhere.
Nah, for sure with a chair. Anyways,
I find it so. What becomes. I mean, like, how do we talk about the blood here? Because it comes in after only a few minutes, and this is like scary levels of blood.
I'm about to get to where there's the crazy chair exchange where Kensuke starts swatting at Nagata with the chair. He hits him twice in the back, and then Nagata reverses it by kicking the chair into Kensuke's face.
But what
fucking base god?
What I'm trying to say is that it's like a absurd amount of blood, but it happens within the first third of the match, so that I think normally if people were structuring a match like this, the way they're profusely bleeding, it would be like the end, but it goes out throughout the meat of the match. It's just like it could quite frankly
it never
stops. Amount of blood.
It never stops, and it just gets worse. They are because of that chair shot, Kensuke is damn near knocked out, but Nagata doesn't give a fuck. And he starts punching and kneeing Kensuke in the face, which leads to an exploder onto the concrete, which is sweet.
Nagata has a great exploder because it's almost never like it's not like a finisher, but it's like a signature where he sets it up as like a combo, like the wrist clutch exploder.
Yeah, for sure. I am so sorry. Hang on one moment. I have to let the cat out. Yeah.
All right.
I am so sorry. I am a professional. Okay, there you go. We're just gonna do that. And all right, whatever. Sorry about that.
I like how his moveset, like his different moves, Nagata, they kind of complement each other because he's got like big backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his wrist clutch exploder, and sometimes he has the regular one, and then he's got his Nagata lock. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the exploder is normally sort of like thrown in as a combo.
Yes. Aside from the wrist clutch variation.
Yeah, which he sometimes ends matches with.
It's pretty sweet. I'm a big exploder head.
Mm-hmm.
I am a big fan of Ju Nakayama's, you know?
As are we all.
Aren't we all? For real. But Kensuke begins bleeding all over the place after that exploder. This is a normal amount of blood for a match.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Nagata begins slamming Kensuke's head into the concrete then, which begins the even more blood. Um, Nagata pulls Kensuke up to do some more headbutts,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't work out when he gets thrown into the post and then repeatedly slammed face first into the post. And I believe it's Hardway
Yes.
how he gets busted open.
I would be deeply fucking surprised if it was a blade.
The only reason I'm even mentioning that is that there's like a little moment where Nagata is kind of like crouched down onto
Yeah.
but like it's clear that he's just like tired after getting his head pounded in.
One wonders if they did it hard way and then he was just sort of like clawing at it or whatever to get it going.
For sure. Um,
But I
th-
wouldn't doubt its authenticity.
yeah, no, for sure. Me personally, I would be bleeding crazy style if I got slammed face first into a ring post.
Mm-hmm.
Then Kensuke throws Nagata into the ring. He is gushing at this point. This is the real beginning of the concerning level.
Yeah.
They begin Samoa Joe versus Necro butchering each other, forearms, punches, and slaps galore. Crazy blood at this point. Their faces are a shade of like just completely red. Both of their ring, like especially Ken Sasaki's, where it's like barely yellow, it's turning orange.
Yes.
Um, Gross. Nagata is leading. The striking exchange leads to Nagata laying on the ground in exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
And he is leaking out of the back of his head.
Yeah,
And
talk about concerning. Like,
holy
oh
shit,
no.
bro! Like, I oh, ow. And then Kensuke is now doing a rope-assisted octopus stretch onto Nagata, and then biting him.
As one does.
The the fuck?
I hope
And then
these two just like hugged it out before and after.
they must be like really good friends backstage, or they must really hate each other. It is no in between. Um, Shades of Pirata Morgan as Kensuke mists Nagata's blood into the air.
That's a good call. Yeah.
Oh fuck! This is the point where I can do like 50 push-ups after seeing this shit. I am pumped up. Red Shoes Uno is hitting crazy splits to check on Nagata. Um,
That
then
does
Ken.
remind me, by the way. Remind me at some point. I need to send you a link of talk about push-ups. Nagata did have a match against Perk Angle at
Yeah,
at Wrestle Kingdom 2. I think it would please you.
that's based as hell.
Yeah. Anyways,
Kensuke is
continue.
yes. Kensuke is brutalizing Nagata in the middle of the ring, just beating the hell out of him. Uh, I note specifically this might be one of the best matches of all time.
It is.
Brainbuster from Kensuke. Um,
I love a good brain buster.
it's damn near a dangerous DDT. That shit was
Yeah.
sheer. Then they start doing a knockout spot where Red Shoe starts counting. Um, I, I I was really into it. My notes start devolving. That happens a lot during these, to where I'm getting so excited that I can barely be coherent.
Well,
I know.
I'll just say this as like as someone who writes scripts, I do have a similar problem of just trying to like verbalize some things like this.
Yeah.
Of like because though a lot of in a lot of matches, once the bomb throwing sequence starts, I will just literally say in the video, if I were to
Yeah.
well, if I would go play by play here, it's not gonna fully do it justice.
Yes.
Um, because if I just go back and forth of punch, punch, brainbuster. It doesn't do it that much, but yeah,
Dangerous
it is
DDT.
fuck yeah out of 10 right here.
Duh! I note specifically fight Nagata fight, which is the best compliment I think you can give for a babyface in peril.
Yes.
To where you
Although,
want
let's
them
face it,
to win so
everyone
bad.
involved in this is in peril.
Retsu's Uno is in fear. You can see it. My dude is hitting crazy taunts.
And by the way, he is fully stained with blood.
Absolutely.
Like,
Both gentlemen are shades of red that have just been found in this match. God damn. Man, I want to watch this match again.
Yeah.
These
And good thing
punches,
because it's only 13 minutes, so you can, like, you have no excuse not to watch it.
you have to watch this match. I don't make the rules, you know? You could tune into like NXT, Jabroni. You can watch this 13-minute match, which is probably exactly as long as the matches on TV, and it's like 10 times better. And this isn't even me trying to be like NXT, WWE sucks or AEW sucks. This is just better for real. Like, please watch this.
It's a top 3 New Japan match ever.
Not for real. And
I say that because I have a fondness for AA88, and a few prime 2010s New Japan matches that I could slot in there. But fuck yeah,
yeah, that's a good way of fuck yeah is a good way of putting it. These punches, bro, goddamn on the ground. Nagata kicks him in the fucking face. Yeah, knee lift. God damn, these kicks are fucking real. Uno is hitting crazy emotes. He's doing jumping jacks. This man is losing his goddamn mind upon this action. Nagata lock. Yeah.
I don't know. The Nagata lock goes for about 3 minutes, if I remember correctly.
It's like it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah. No, it's 3 minutes.
Something like that. Tap out Kensuke, you fuck. This is like I note that this should be in an art museum. The blood bro, goddamn. Demon eyes, the crimson mask on my boy Nagata. He is mean as hell with this. Uno wants him to tap so bad. Kensuke never quit. The bell rings. This match is peak.
And part of me does wonder. I'm sure this was the finish, but also I wonder if the length of the submission sequence was up to them wanting to actually call the match because they were concerned for the health of the men there.
It was like indefinite how long that was going to go on for.
Yeah, it was just going to
go. Both men
until...
could have passed out, and they still would have been in that.
Yeah, someone backstage like, hey, I think we should help them.
Inoki snap pencils, bro. You need to get out there.
I have no idea whether he refed either of the remaining 2 matches on this card, but the image of poor Red Shoes Uno having to then go on and referee another match drenched in blood is hilarious.
Poor Red Shoes, bro. This is poor innocent man. He just wants to raise his son. He doesn't have to deal with this.
No, he wants to let Moxley raise his son.
Not for real. Oh God, that'd be scary.
Yeah,
with modern Moxley. Or I guess he's just kind of leaving his son. I don't know.
No, if he's any Mox, I mean, I'm sure he's a great father, but the character of John Moxley should not be raising anybody.
Oh no, he's a crazy person.
Yeah,
that brother is a dangerous individual, babyface or heel. My brother is not gonna raise a thing. I don't even think he has a house, and I don't think that's true. Yeah, he lives wherever. Like he sleeps in the stadium. I just assume, and then he just wakes up before every one of his matches.
I wouldn't say the finish is abrupt, but it's just sort of like, okay, it's over now. He's not getting up.
I was not worthy of the 13 minutes of just sheer yeah.
By the way, I've checked, and Red Shoes Uno does actually ref the main event, but he gets a fresh shirt.
That's awesome.
I know, right?
That's so funny. That rocks.
Do
Okay.
you have any closing thoughts on this match, though? It's just, I don't know. There's only so much I can say about it that isn't just fuck yeah.
It's goated with the
Mm-hmm.
sauce. It's a big sandwich tier. It's good. Golden Dragon. This shit is
Mm-hmm.
spicy. It's yummy. Eat it up.
Moving on to to match actually for the IWGP Heavyweight title, we
Yeah.
get to Yuji Nagata versus Kazunari Murakami.
Hey Squill,
Yeah,
we're doing a Bati-Bati guy.
we are doing a Bati-Bati guy.
Isn't that weird?
I
On the
mean, the truth is that this premise is that I'm recommending you wrestlers you haven't seen yet, and your introduction to wrestling, part of it was Bati-Bati, which means that there's a limited amount of Bati-Bati wrestlers that can actually be on it. But yes, it
yeah,
is cool.
you can blame Four Pillars of Hell for that.
Yeah, get your ass in here, Ethan.
Ethan, you
On the
son of a
mat.
bitch. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm full of glass tube. Stab you in the
Go.
forehead. I'm
You think
going.
you're the best video essayist?
We're
You probably
in these
are.
fucking MDK all fucking day. I'll kill you. As a
For legal
joke.
reasons, this is a joke. The views
This
of
is a
Bachi
joke.
Bachi Book Club do not necessarily reflect the views of Bachi Bachi Book Club.
Yeah.
But what do you have
Legal
to say
distinction.
what do you have to say about the Heisei terrorist?
My boy is bald as fuck. He is evil.
You called him
Um,
Japanese low key, which is fair.
he, I once you see it, you can't unsee it. I mean, like, it's fucking crazy. This dude has all of the facial expressions, mildly more evil facial expressions. Like, Loki just looks like he's dumb as hell.
Now, I
Um,
would say his nickname of the Heisei terrorist is very funny because the largest terrorist attack in Japanese history would come within the Heisei period after he would get that nickname, I believe. But it's still funny that he got that name there,
this guy is
which,
worse.
which
This
implies
guy's
that
evil as hell.
yeah,
He
that
is
the Tokyo subway attacks were not as bad as what Kazunari Murakami did.
this dude is evil as hell.
Wait,
And
that happened in 1995. He debuted in 1998. So no, that he is worse than
oh my.
that Colt.
Oh my.
Yeah.
No, no. That's messed
So
up.
yes, the official stance of Antonio Inoki is that what Kazunari Murakami does in the ring is worse than Japan's 9/11.
Yep. Thank you, Antonio Inoki. Very
Thank you,
cool.
buddy.
You want to talk about the Mandai Club? What the hell is this place called?
Makai Club.
Makai.
The
Makai
Makai
Club.
Club are a cult slash club of a basically like if the Ministry of Darkness were all MMA fighters
Mm-hmm.
and they worshipped Antonio Inoki as a living god.
Yes.
And I will say, if you're going to choose someone to be a living god, he makes like, oh, I guess he's dead now, but when he was alive, he makes the top three.
He's a
If you're
pretty
gonna
good
pick
one.
somebody,
You
yeah,
know? Like, of the high big personalities that you could pick, Antonio Inoki's a pretty good one. I
yeah,
mean, like, it could be certainly worse.
yeah,
If anybody's gonna run a cult, I trust Inoki the most.
because it's probably somehow be for friendship.
Nah, for real. And about sports,
Yeah,
football.
I mean, this is the man whose final message to the world on YouTube can be summed up by that meme of my final
Change
message
the
will change the
world.
world. Yeah,
My final message. Goodbye.
and very accurately, the wholesome message of Inoki has been twisted by this religious organization to be about something about arm bars, wearing masks, and like ringside interference.
Damn you, Japanese Brandon Cutler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
what we're gonna
get
call President fuck, what's his name? President Hoshino.
Oh yeah, that guy. I don't know. Japanese Brandon Cutler to me, dog.
Kentaro
That's
Hoshino.
that's how me and Hoshido know each other in the streets.
Rest in peace, Kentaro Hoshino.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other.
Yeah.
In the
What, you killed him?
afterlife.
Oh.
Anyways, Nagata's coming out with the crazy robe. He's wearing the straight out of the shower robe right now. No, actually, he's not in the straight out of the shower robe. He's wearing a like all Japan like robe. It's crazy. And he's got the pendant on. I don't even know what the pendant is. It kind of looks like the Bahamut if it was like spray painted silver.
It really brings the question of, do bald people, are evil people naturally predisposed to baldness, or does going bald make you evil?
You know, Claudio Castagnoli has always been evil.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't always bald.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Nick Gage has always been old. Has always been bald. And he's not evil.
And George St. Pierre went bald, but is still good.
For true. So at the end of the day, I think we can conclusively conclude that maybe
baldness, I would say, is somewhat linked to evil.
Yes, I think it is more of a multiplier than a cause.
Which makes a George St. Pierre, his ability to overcome the evil nature of baldness, that much more impressive of what a good guy he is.
Yeah, he's too busy looking at UFOs, touching up on aliens. For real.
Exactly. But this man, the Heisei terrorist, is very evil.
His brother is damn near dastardly. He is coming out to this crazy evil theme. It's a little funky though. He comes out. He's got Japanese Brandon Cutler with him. He's got like the two masked dudes.
One of which is Shibata.
Oh,
yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah.
That's like, what is their name? It's like Shooter 1 and 2, right?
Oh, it's
There's
Makai
like 8
1,
of them.
Makai 2, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Good for Makai 1, 2,
keeping the
5.
8 comparisons is very Dark Order-ish.
Oh, listen, let me be clear. I think that the Dark Order should bring back the putties. I think there needs to be more putties in pro wrestling.
Are you going to volunteer as one of them?
Yes. Hey, Evil Uno, I know you're listening to the podcast. If you need a Gumby looking fuck to get thrown around by Satnam Singh, hey, I'm your boy. I'm willing to get my ass whooped. I'm like Darby Allin, but dumber. And not as good at pro wrestling. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at the shoes. Now look at the money. You know, you feel me?
What they should have done is brought in different MMA fighters as like Makai mask. Like imagine if they just put a mask on Bob Sapp and try to be like, who is it? Who is it?
That's such a good bit. That would be a perfect fucking bit. Just Bob Sapp with a big ass mask on. Who could it be? I was gonna suggest Tito Ortiz. But I don't think a mask would fit, which I think would be a perfect bit where it's like half on, so it kind of looks like a luchador, like Rey Mysterio mask, but completely unintentionally.
Was an actual member of Makai Club.
So hell yeah!
I like my idea better.
For sure. Yeah. Let's see. We have. Oh wait, before we get to the match itself, I have to talk about my main man. The New Japan referee GOAT, my main man Tiger Hattori, absolute legend. He is stunting on these hoes. There's a crazy picture I'm gonna send you. There's like this crazy stance that Tiger Hattori hits in like a couple graphics where he kind of looks like he's doing the Scott Hall surf.
Yes, I know. It's
fucking goated. It's so sick, man. This dude is cool as hell. Big fan of Tiger Hattori. Got to be one of my topster refs. All right. And now the match. Oh, one more thing to note. New Japan has united to kill these evil bastards. They are sick
And
of Makai Club.
It's great. It is great.
It's like the whole locker room is protecting Nagata for their lives.
And I don't know. I love it because you can see guys like, I believe Takayama is there ringside being huge. As one
I
of
think
the
you're
representatives of New Japan.
I think you're mixing it up with the Suzuki match.
Is Takayama not there?
I don't think so.
I thought he was just kind of in the corner by himself.
It's entirely possible he was in fact there, but I mean we talk about Takayama later, so I think you're me personally, I think you're getting your streams crossed, but I mean I'm not gonna doubt my big brain genius buddy.
Now,
You know?
with how big Takayama is, it's
It'd
kind
be
of
hard to
impossible for
miss.
cameras to not pick him up.
That's true. Maybe he was too big. Like they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't see him. Okay, that makes sense. It's kind of like Bigfoot.
They had to zoom out.
Yeah, the cameras got really blurry and he was kind of walking by, Bigfoot style. Anyways,
with the actual substance of the match, how does this start off?
The boys get to work. Murakami is blitzing our boy, doing double corner stomps. He's ground and pounding. He's doing knee lifts, and hitting these crazy low key expressions. It's awesome.
He has really good knee lifts.
They are based as hell. It looks like he's kneeing the shit out of Nagata.
Probably is.
No, for sure. I'm assuming. Well, the way that I think of Murakami after this match is that he kind of follows the Vader rule, where you beat the shit out of him, he'll beat the shit, but he'll sell for you.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a good stooge, Murakami, which I'll note later on.
Mm-hmm.
Nagata manages to break free and does a high angle belly to belly to the corner, which is sweet as hell. And then the boys reset. Tiger Hattori is getting the boys to stand up, so it's more equal. And then they managed to start doing some grappling, which I'm really excited to talk about because I know a lot about it.
You know a lot about MMA grappling.
The Volcan episode is that's a keeper. As I sweated through that whole.
By the way, I pulled up my MP4. Takayama is there.
Shit.
But you're also thinking about the fact that he's in one like corner, and then alternate way across from him, Kazuyuki Fujita is also there, being gigantic.
Shit.
And Kazuyuki Fujita's head is taking up about like 50% of the camera.
He would be an absolutely crazy member of Makai Club. Is he a part of Makai Club?
No, thankfully he is pledged to fight against it.
Oh, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He has a big missile head, so I don't think he could think that hard about it. Exactly. He'd be like, I can't do evil. Do you see my head?
No, he does look perpetually confused.
So, listen, as a psychology major, I'm a big proponent of phrenology. So, I'm here to say that the bigger your skull is, that means that you're a nicer person.
Okay. What about Kane?
Shit.
Yep. Oh no.
Never mind, bro. Like,
by the way, I find
fine.
Murakami wearing MMA gloves really funny. I love it when guys wear MMA gloves.
He's Takeshi, no doubt. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. It always makes their punches sound fucking mean.
Which ironically also makes them softer.
For true, but pretty cool.
The grappling, I love how frenetic it is in the beginning after the stomps.
Yes.
Specifically because Nagata in his infinite wisdom pulls the ghillie.
Did I note that? Yes, I did, because
the first grapple thing is literally just that
they're like walking around.
Well, they walk around, they go down. Nagata gets sort of a side mount, is about to go for the arm bar.
I think I note side control.
He gets a really beautiful double leg, and he goes for that little side control thing, and then goes for a leg lock. They hit the ropes, but fucking immediately, as soon as they get up, he pulls the ghillie, and Murakami does the beautiful thing of just doing like a headstand. Like when a guy has you in like a head scissors,
yes,
and you do a headstand. He does that, but in a really believable way to then pass over to side control.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Gilly as a meme.
Yes, it's a time-honored classic, which it seems like it's been a bit for a while, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious that before MMA existed, in 1984 when there's Super Tiger versus Fujiwara,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a bit that Sayama is bad at grappling, so he keeps doing the pulling the
Yes.
Gilly.
Uh, pretty good stuff.
And I will say, because what I love about Murakami here is a similar way that sort of Nakamura is presented later on,
Mm.
but their shooterness, the fact that they have done a jujitsu class, gives them what I can only describe as spooky grappling, with like the transitions they do.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like when he actually does work from guard,
Yes.
which is decidedly spooky.
Yeah, for real.
And Nagata really all he can do to fight the guard is like try to like stack Murakami.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I know what you
Which
mean.
is like everyone's first thing they do in a BJJ class when they get caught in a submission in their opponent's full guard is they just start stacking them up and praying that the pressure makes them release it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So after they roll around the Christmas tree, they manage to stand up back again. But Yuji Nagata is getting the shit kicked out of his legs.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuji Nagata manages to begin a submission, but not before doing his signature Yuji Nagata stunts on the pussy by
Yeah.
hitting the salute taunt and then going into a leg lock, which is based as hell.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Before he does that, he does respond with some leg kicks of his own. He knocks him down.
Yes, that's what I was talking about, where
Yeah, yeah.
Murakami was stooging crazy style.
Oh, you said Nagata was getting hit by leg kicks.
Oh, my bad, gang. Whoopee.
The salute
Mur-
is beautiful.
it is so funny. It's such a good taunt. I love it. Murakami desperately paws his way to the ropes, but Yuji is feeling himself and starts battering Murakami. It's so sick.
It's proven once and for all that jiu-jitsu is evil, but can
Yes,
be beaten by fighting spirit.
absolutely.
Something Takada a theory that Takada would test IRL and find maybe doesn't work.
I still think that pro wrestling is the strongest sport, but that's just me.
You know,
Some people don't believe hard enough, and that's why they lose. It's
Takada
Takada.
didn't believe in it
Yeah,
very well enough.
yeah. I'll say it.
By the way, I do like.
I'll say it to the black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now.
Just overcome it with
with my fighting spirit. Obviously, I'm gonna hit the pussy with the Tiger Driver 91.
By the way, the only reason I picked out Takayama in the crowd is his hair. Because
Yeah,
there's just a mass of people.
That's pretty distinctive.
Takayama's hair is hilarious because of the fact that he clearly takes care of it, but
Very nice.
doesn't style it in any way other than the terrible way it's styled.
He takes care of that hair, but goddamn, it looks like he rolled out of a bush.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Stay tuned to the channel's main videos. It might involve Yoshihiro Takayama soon.
It might even involve me.
Shut the fuck up.
My bad, gang. Sorry. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
This backfires as it leads to Murakami getting an armbar. But
this
Nagata tries
to Jiu-Jitsu is evil sort of thing.
Yeah. Tries to break it up, but to no avail.
It's also very funny about this part, where he's cranking the fuck out of the armbar, even though Nagata is on the ropes. Mm-hmm. And Hattori is like, please stop, please stop. But then on the Makai Club corner, Tiger Mask is like over there going like, yeah, fuck yeah, no, that was legal. That was legal. I also absolutely love. I kind of hate sometimes when something they'll tell you is, at least how I was trained, but more of an old school approach in indie wrestling. But they're saying one of the rules is you should never bury the refs. Never make them look like an asshole. Is after or like an idiot rather.
Yes.
As Tiger Mask is like yelling that it was fine, like what I love about Hattori is that he physically like gets on top of him and
Mhm.
like thrashes thrashes Murakami to force him to release the
He is
armbar.
he is vicious about it too. Tiger Hattori isn't having any of this shit. He is
And then
like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you
as they
if
get
you.
up, Murakami tries to like sort of like get in his face, and Tiger Hattori just starts shoving him back.
He's so
Uh,
fucking cool. I
yeah,
love Tiger Hattori. He's like,
and Murakami in a fucking amazing heel thing. Mine was like a little leg kick at Tiger Hattori. It's so good.
there's a sequence where Nagata's just laying on the ground.
As Team New Japan's tending to him.
Yes. And Tiger Hattori is just yelling at Murakami for like the whole duration, just calling him a pussy.
And
It's
that's
so
when he does the
based.
little leg kick. Like
I
an
love
Orange
Tiger
Cassidy
Hattori.
leg kick.
Love this bro.
Who somehow hasn't aged, by the way. We
No, for
watched him rep
sure.
a match from 2 years ago, and he looks virtually the same.
Yes. And during the Muto match, the retirement one, he looks great. He looks like he could do another run.
I will know at this point, by the way, as Nagata recovers, he is now visibly bleeding once he starts to get up off the rope,
Yes.
or off the floor, rather.
Yes, which makes him very powerful now because he's a
Sort of
babyface that's bleeding.
hilariously, Murakami starts playing like King of the Hill, where he's just like keeps knocking him back out
Yep.
off like, a few times.
He keeps on punching him, and you know what? I'm gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
This Heisei terrorist guy,
Uh-huh.
he's a real jerk.
Real jerk.
He's a real jerk, you know? Um, to quote my notes, that rat fuck suit guy, damn you, Japanese Brandon Cutler.
Yeah. Rest in
Uh,
peace, President Yoshino.
rest in peace. Big respect.
I
That's my
do
boy
like
right
it
there.
with the pro wrestling channel. If we stop to say rest in peace every time we mentioned a dead guy, it would be the whole thing.
Not for sure. There's a crazy judo throw onto the boy, to the arm, which leads into an armbar attempt, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, his arm bars, I will say, are beautiful from like a technical jujitsu standpoint. Obviously, he's making it so that he doesn't have to like actually apply like crazy pressure, but
Mhm.
it's his trend, the fluidity of his transitions, or what tells me that he's really good at this.
For sure.
At least better than me. The
Yes.
arm bar from Mount is like one of my worst submissions.
And
And I do like Nagata does get to the ropes, and we get a similar thing, but he releases it way faster this time, and I can only assume he's intimidated by the aura of Tiger Hattori.
yeah, he has the like danger symbols from JoJo. He's
Mm-hmm.
got menacing symbols. If you turn around, Tiger Hattori has the Akuma symbol on his back. It's crazy. Crazy kick to the chest, goddamn.
And I like he no sells like three of them and then just drops.
Yes. Then comes a fucked up bulldog? Question
Well,
mark?
it's sort of he's got the arm trapped, so it's sort of like a crossface sort of deal.
Crossface bulldog.
Sort of, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's
And
anything.
Murakami is absolutely thrilled that he is choking the life out of poor Yuji.
It's any sort of like pro wrestling submission that's supposed to look sort of like a omoplata.
Yeah,
A similar thing of like trade out whether it's the chin lock for like an STF or
crossface.
yeah, crossface or label lock or whatever. But
Sure.
in this case, it's a bulldog choke with the arm sort of loosely trapped with the legs,
Yes.
and it looks
Uh,
fucked up.
yeah, it does. And Murakami is doing a great job by making it look painful. And then Murakami shows his freak card by licking up the blood
I love
of
it.
Nagata, like a freakazoid. And then after that, apparently it's like Monster Energy drink for this fucking guy. Oh, after he licks up the blood, he does the crazy knee jump,
Oh,
uh,
it's so cool.
French catch crossbody style. Um, just laying into poor Nagata. And Tiger is not having Murakami shit yet again.
Dude, it's so, like I said, one of the rules, one of the first things they tell you when you're talking about like match structure, is not to bury the ref. At least how I was trained once again. And this is such a good clinic of it because it doesn't make the heel look weak for like allowing the heel to stand up for him, which I think is a mistake. Some people think, ring psychology wise, that if you're the cheating heel or at least like sort of dirty heel, that like responding to the ref is weakness, but just the amount of big dick energy that Tiger Hattori has here is like, yeah, he's gonna stand down.
No, for sure. Tiger Hattori is the alpha male in every room, and that dude is like, he's not even that big. No, but he's scary as hell. I'm not dealing with Tiger Hattori. He's gonna beat the shit out of me.
What incredibly articulate move does Nagata respond with? Very high IQ play.
He kicks him straight in the jaw.
Kicks him straight in the jaw, and then grabs onto his head with two hands, and hits him with a knee a half a dozen times until he falls over.
Yeah, for true. He is actually, I do note this as yeah, kill him, yeah.
Well said.
And then he locks in the Nagata lock. And then I say, do it. And then I go, yeah. And then it's Murakami gets to the ropes, but I say Naga begins to wrench at the arm crazy style and gets the Nagata lock again. Yeah, kill the bastard. Damn you, suit guy. Presumably, I don't know why I'm saying damn you. Oh, okay. Because Japanese Brandon Cutler comes up onto the ring. Jesus, I forgot that word.
The
ring. And he's kind of like, hey, Tiger Hattori, look at me. And I'm like, no, that's wrong. Tiger Hattori, no. Don't get distracted. And then
in the lead up to the Nagata lock and the arm cranking, by the way, I will just say what's fucking beautiful is the arm breakers he does is like the meanest. Like Bryan Danielson does it a lot, right? And it's sort of like rhythmic. It doesn't look like it hurts that much. But the way he's doing the arm breakers over the shoulder looks fucking disgusting.
I mean, it's
like fuck. He makes it look as if he's actually going to dislocate something.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of like concerning submissions used, especially in the next match. But he's very good at keeping it controlled, which is very appreciable. Then I say Murakami locks in the rear naked choke. No, don't do it, you fuck. Murakami loses a glove after they get out of the rear naked choke. I don't know how that happens. And then Nagata manages to get a high angle German suplex onto Murakami, which is
so good.
So sick. And then there's a knee lift, doing some arm work. He's doing the Nagata arm work where he goes, oh, and then slams it down. Sweet as hell. Wrist clutch exploder. Do it again. Three wrist clutch exploder suplex.
Nagata rips the glove off.
He does? Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of hard to see because it's off camera. When he's got him in one of those arm bars where he's sitting on him and cranking the arm up, he starts pulling the glove off as a fuck you, and then as they cut away to look at Murakami's face, he's ripping the glove off.
Okay.
And then he throws it off out of the ring at President Yoshino, aka Japanese Brandon Cutler.
Yes. And then 3 count, and the match is all done. That is some good shit. Having those 2 matches one after the other was an insane, like, goddamn, this is fucking real. This is real, brother. This is wrestling. This is some shit.
And what do you want to talk about the post-match angle at all?
Do I even note it? I don't note it at all. To be real, I was just trying to get my notes in.
He keeps the Nagata locked in.
That's goated.
He locks it in, and like then Team New Japan and Makai Club both run into the ring, like to try to break the hold.
That's so good. That's justice. That is some blue justice.
that the last two matches have been given 4 stars each by Dave Meltzer, which is Dave, buddy.
5 stars on
Yeah.
these, at least. Listen. Dave Meltzer, I know you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Mark. All respect to Dave.
He got my cover letter.
Listen here, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I like AEW too. I'm kind of a mark for it as well.
You like Will Ospreay more than I do.
Chris Jericho versus Hook at All In was not a 5-star match. Mm-hmm. That was like a 4. Wait, these matches are at least 5+. Yeah, he gave it a 5 stars. I'm not kidding.
You know what? I'm glad he's happy.
I'm glad he's having fun, but buddy, pal, you better change these stars, or else a fat nerd from Wisconsin is going to have a real big problem with that.
Fat nerd from Indiana is going to come back him up, brother.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to be a crazy 400-pound team we're about to pull up. You feel me? Yeah. Your days are numbered, Dave Meltzer. For legal reasons, that's a kidding smiley face.
We appreciate your journalism work.
No, you're great. We love Dave Meltzer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as we go into the next match, I'm actually going to edit it in on screen. But I would like for you to look at what I just put in the chat here, because it's become very important.
Okay.
Describe it for me about what's happening.
Okay, so I'm gonna do play-by-play. Cool.
Yeah, it's about 24 seconds. So.
Okay, cool. So I'm having an Eric Hovde ad. Fuck Eric Hovde by the BT Dubs.
No idea who that is.
He's a Wisconsin piece of shit trying to run for Senate.
I will not be voting for him, seeing as I am.
Fuck you, Eric Hovde.
Wisconsin.
Fuck you. You were at my school and you had this weird truck. Weirdo. Pervert. Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
Okay, now we're turning it on.
Yes.
Okay, crazy commentary right now. Mirko Cro Cop, he's pawing at. Holy shit! He fucking killed him. He punched him. He kicked him right. Goddamn! Now, why are you doing ground and pound? That's fucked up. Yeah, and it's done.
To give a technical, not technical breakdown, Mirko throws half-hearted jabs at him. At one point, he literally just pivots his shoulder as if he's about to throw the kick, and just pivoting his shoulder and not moving his legs at all makes Yuji Nagata like back halfway across the ring just because he thinks he might throw the kick, and then he dies. Yuji Nagata is hit by the left leg, which means he will be sent to the cemetery.
Holy shit! Goddamn, that boy is dead.
And so this is Nagata's Pride debut, his MMA debut against Mirko Cro Cop.
Holy shit!
And it's upsetting to fight Mirko Cro Cop.
I'd be mad too.
It's also upsetting to fight him as your MMA debut.
For one, like prime Mirko too.
But he did the White Boy Challenge.
God bless him.
It did not necessarily go as maybe he wanted it to.
Absolutely not.
But this leads us to New Japan Wrestling World 2003, yet another Tokyo Dome show. To a match that has 6.8 out of 10 on Cage Match, so fuck you, nerds.
I hate nerds.
Me too.
Marks.
I can never be one myself.
Couldn't be me. I get push-ups and ice cream.
Yeah. We go versus an actual friend of the podcast, Josh Barnett, is facing.
I noted that too. I was like, yeah. Josh Barnett, friend of the show. Hi, Josh, if you're listening. Hi, Eddie, if you're listening.
He isn't. Neither of them are. But they are friends of the podcast.
Friends of the podcast. We love you guys.
And this is technically Josh Barnett's wrestling debut.
Woo!
He divulged in the interview that's on the channel. You should go watch it, you fucking deadbeats.
Oh.
But that he had technically done a worked grappling match before this.
Mm-hmm.
But this is his first like televised wrestling match.
Yeah.
And it's in the Tokyo Dome, and he has chicken pox and is running a fever.
Which is absolutely insane that he is doing half the shit he is.
Yes. And so the idea behind this match is that Yuji Nagata has recently been killed by fate, by
By
Krokop,
fate.
rather.
Holy shit.
No, I was about to say Fedor, but that happened after.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he was also killed by fate.
Yes.
Um,
The gods
but
came down and said, "You are doing
Josh
the white
Burnett
boy challenge yet again."
Josh Burnett's talked about this match to me, and he was talking about how that had happened. He had died,
Yes.
and it killed a lot of his aura within New Japan at the time.
Oh no.
Just because of how the thing worked about how your push was reflected by how well you did in shoots.
Yeah, for true.
But a lot of this was trying to. Josh was the lineal UFC champion, not the Napoleon Bonaparte one, but in that he had won the title, and then for dubious reasons had gotten it stripped,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went to Japan and was about to fight in Pride, um, and he fought Yuji Nagata. He comes out with the UFC title.
It's based as hell. He's wearing the Nagata style blue. He has the Suzuki style towel.
Yes, he is blatantly just doing a Minoru Suzuki bit, which I love.
Which is hilarious.
And like Josh will admit to this fact, he's called himself the world's largest, strongest otaku, and so that's sort of what he's doing here.
That's pretty based. Speaking of sweet ring gear, my boy Nagata is coming out in the crisp black shower robe.
Yep.
He is dripped out in the IWGP Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And well, before we can get to the match, of course, we have to watch ads. I didn't note all of the ads because I'm not a sociopath. We got a VHS, and this is off of the recording.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a sweet ad for the Black Poop Combat Club for the BBC.
Mm-hmm.
We got Abdullah the Butcher wearing a pimp style suit, crazy style. Still has like the coin slot that is his forehead. There's a hype ass ad for Frontier 25.
Hell yeah.
They are doing crazy music. It's like building up too, and I'm supposed to be hyped for whatever a Frontier 25 is, and I'm excited.
I am too.
And then Mount Fuji is there for a motorcycle ad, so that's pretty cool. I climbed that mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool.
Good.
And then before the match, yet again, we're back to the arena. But we have to do the national anthems of each country. So Josh Barnett becomes the most powerful American.
Mm-hmm.
And so does Yuji Nagata become the most powerful Japanese man in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And yes. And I know damn well my boy Josh Barnett at this point is sweating crazy style underneath that towel.
Currently, like
he is currently dying.
Trying not to look at the lights because he's just losing it.
He is hearing right now the Canadian national anthem. He does not know which country he's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Barnett gets a mic and then says, "Nagata, omae wa mu shinderu." Presumably he learned that one off of Fist of the North Star because he's God's most powerful otaku.
Yes. And what a god that is.
What a guy.
Mm-hmm.
What a guy. And then the match starts, and oh my god, did Barnett just knock him out immediately with the left high kick?
What is
Would that happen to be the cemetery kick? No, that's the Barnett kick, brother.
Yes, it is.
And I had noted, oh thank God, no crow copping.
Yes, thank God there's no crow cop.
And
by the way,
yeah.
something that Barnett and Nagata can share is being knocked out by Crow Cop.
Ah, that's a cute thing to have in common.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. We have Josh Barnett being a shit and arm barring in the ropes. Barnett during this match is a very good evil white boy.
Mm-hmm.
I also note that your local college football team has a dude built just like Josh Barnett on it.
He is built in just an awesome way of that. He does. It's hilarious that he popped for steroids.
Mm-hmm.
While looking like that, this is not a body shaming thing. I am
Of
built
course not.
in a non dissimilar way to Josh Barnett, just shorter. But he's built like a brick shit house.
Yes.
And it's just hilarious that he get popped for roids. Um, and he now it's been well litigated at this point. I don't think any of those were legit, especially when you look at that era of who wasn't popping for roids, but he did.
The closest body comparison I can make to a dude that may or may not have been on steroids, Chuck Liddell. He's kind of
Yeah,
built like him, where
yeah.
he has kind of a kind of a gut, but like, you know,
Well, Chuck Liddell might have a steroid gut.
nah.
No,
Chucky D.
but yeah.
He's
Um,
on that. What the hell is that energy drink called? Zions. He's on that Zions build.
Science. Yeah.
25 Zions, bang energy. He's drinking up a
That
Celsius.
that being said, though, Mark Coleman was not popping for steroids,
Nah, for real. That dude is. That
and
dude is.
that guy may have had some blood in his steroid system.
That dude is clean as a whistle. You
Mm,
know, he's straight edge, and that's what
sweet.
makes him extreme.
Exactly.
Um. All right, back to the match. Nagata gets Barnett onto the floor, leading to an armbar from Josh. Side control. Armbar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to start doing MMA commentary again for
Oh, it's tight. It's
grappling.
tight.
Ooh,
There's me being Daniel Cormier for a bit.
his grappling is Michael Jordan-esque.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, is there gonna be a rampage bomb? That's what I note because there's
Yes,
kind
I
of a
do love
position where they get into a triangle.
Barnett is such a fucking nerd,
Mm-hmm.
and he clearly, I don't know how much he planned out, but he's doing just like every like recognizable MMA spot sort of thing,
He
and it's
is.
adorable.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right.
But he's just doing it. He's like, look, look, look! I can do a thing. I can do a thing.
But like, it's Yuji Nagata who is about to do a rampage bomb. That's not going to happen in a million years.
But it's just adorable because Barnett's so enthusiastic, and he's just throwing everything except for the kitchen sink like out of this.
Mm-hmm. And Barnett is doing a great job of selling these kicks, which it
Mhm.
is entirely possible that Yuji Nagata is just kicking the shit out of him
Well, that
because
is
he's
the old
angry at
pro
his
res method
position.
of making a kick look real is throwing a real kick.
Yeah. Um. Then I say it's very competitive on the grappling between both men as they roll around trading submission attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Nagata is about to get his leg broke, crazy leg bar style.
Leg bar, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Um, Red Shoes isn't taking any of this bullying in the corner from Barnett.
Barnett,
He
evil.
evil Barnett.
I do love him. Being called the baby-faced assassin during this time because he is permanently in my head a 45-year-old man with a giant beard, but
Yes.
also just I guess I can say I was gonna say knowing what he's like outside the ring, but also knowing him personally, which I technically do, which is weird to say.
Yeah,
He is a big softie, so it's really funny.
for true. I mean, every dude that's kind of built in the Barnett sense is pretty
Mhm.
based. I here's a little personal thing. I went to my first BJJ class semi recently. I'll eventually go back. Sorry, Rothwell. But
Oh,
I've met
motherfucker.
one Rothwell.
And to be clear, Ben Rothwell was not teaching you jujitsu.
No, for true. He was teaching
Things
a
would be
cardio
very bad.
kickboxing. That would be awesome if he was teaching my BJJ class because he would just start doing um M Bison laughing
Yeah.
and then like teach me how to do an arm bar poorly.
Hmm.
For all respect to Mr. Rothwell. Um, but he was not teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a reason. And yes, he does actually laugh like that. It's mildly more exaggerated. Not in front of a mic, but it's not super dissimilar. Which is pretty
with a
funny.
submission victory over Josh Barnett.
Oh yeah, that's fucking crazy. Wait.
Yeah, because Ben Rothwell, for those who aren't familiar, is a former UFC heavyweight and now top contender in the bare knuckle fighting championship.
My goat.
He's a hero. He's sort of a modern version of Tank Abbott. Is the only way I can pitch him.
Dude, that's real as
But
hell.
his grappling experience is akin to your grappling experience.
Absolutely.
But one thing he just has is like the craziest squeeze on like a standing guillotine. And Barnett is shooting a takedown, assuming he's safe to get caught, and then just immediately gets choked out by Ben Rothwell, and it's very funny.
That's really funny. That's up there with Bob Sapp getting an armbar victory over Yoshihiro Takayama.
But the lock sequence you're talking about is hilarious because the way Barnett does it is so nerdy because he grabs a collar tie, a rear collar tie, and then shoots the legs over with like a scissor sweep sort of deal, and it's exactly how Volkan does it. So it's just so blatantly like I told you, he's doing all the MMA spots, and now he just does a Volkan, and then also exactly like Volkan. You know how if Volkan does an armbar and then it starts to get loose, he'll switch to the leg and vice versa.
Yeah.
As it gets loose, Barnett starts to switch to the arm, and then back.
That's yeah. Yep.
Just
I
blatantly
know what you're
doing
talking about.
Volkan shit.
Yep. That's pretty funny, especially when he's wearing blue.
Yep.
Sometimes
Sometimes
kind of
it's
got a
okay
crazy
to
nose
show
like him
your.
too.
Sometimes it's okay to show your influences on your sleeve.
It's yeah, in your first match, it's perfectly okay to be like, "Hey, I'm really I know my shit." But yeah, Barnett. Speaking of shooting a double leg and fucking up, Josh goes for a double leg and gets kneed and kicked directly in the face for it.
That's awesome.
Barnett masterfully counters a backdrop by hooking his leg onto the back of Nagata's.
It looks
and
awesome.
then going for a judo throw to the floor. It is sweet.
This whole sequence is just beautiful. He has a arm around Nagata's head and shoulder. He leg blocks the throw and then just beautifully sweeps the feet.
Yeah, good shit. Big fan. It was a very cool sequence.
And then he does the classic, totally not stalling grappling segment of just wrenching a grounded headlock for a bit.
He also, after a bit, he locks in a Kimura, which is fucking crazy. Okay, it might not sound crazy, but like in my head, like from what I've been told, Kimura, like you can go from like, oh, this is fine to, oh, everything's broken now, and like
yeah, and he of course is
like
working
that.
it, very well.
For sure.
Thankfully, the more submission grappling you do, the more real estate you understand about. And,
yeah.
God, immediately following that, as Nagata gets the rope break, he does a duck under to a double leg and just picks him up, and it's just so scary how strong Barnett is.
He's a bad man.
Because he lifts him like nothing, and then slams him straight down.
I believe I note that a little bit later. Shades of Kurt Angle, where Barnett ankle locks Nagata on his very secure legs with kick pads. They begin trading kicks, which is sweet. And then a belly-to-belly counter for a kick, which I believe is what you're talking about.
No, it's actually before the kick sequence.
Okay. And then a ghillie standing style to Nagata, which leads to a guillotine suplex.
Which would not be the last time a standing guillotine was in Barnett's life, as we've said before.
Yes. Whoops.
That belly to belly it's a leg trapped one.
Yeah.
Which shades of Akira Maeda, of course, another one
of course.
Barnett's influences.
Him, no, never.
Enemy of the podcast, Akira Maeda.
Yes, fuck that guy. I'll fight him.
Especially as, by the way, Tiger Mask is ringside.
Oh yeah, he is. Always. That's pretty funny. Isn't he in like two? He's in 2 out of the 4 of these matches, right?
Yes, he was next to the Murakami match.
Yeah.
Healing it up.
Oh yeah, after the guillotine suplex, speaking of the Murakami match, the Murakami knee strike comes in from Josh.
The facial expressions of the standing Gilly are hilarious because Barnett is trying to look evil, so he's like, "Grrr,
grrr, I'ma kill you. I'm a toughie." Yeah. Knee lift onto Barnett. Let's go get that heat, Nagata. Then there's an exploder for a 2 count. What am I even saying here? Crossface to a rear naked rest spot, but Barnett makes it to the ropes.
And I'm going to say they've earned the rest spot, considering one man is deathly ill.
For true. Then I note that what am I saying? I love how Nagata lets go immediately. Oh, he like after the rest spot, he like shoots right back up, which is pretty sweet. Then there's a wrist clutch exploder. Hell yeah. The second exploder attempt, but gets countered with a guillotine. But that leads to his downfall as a high angle guillotine wrist clutch exploder suplex happens. Leading to the 1-2-3 split style, and Barnett forgot the rules of pro wrestling and gets the 3 count and wins.
I love it so much because you talk about protecting both guys. He sort of pops up immediately.
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck? What just happened?
Yeah, and then I don't know. This is one man's pro wrestling debut. And holy fuck, is it good? Not just for
what a crazy debut in the Tokyo Dome.
Just a match as well.
Yeah, for true. Super good.
Super good stuff. Great match.
Yeah, this is a super good match.
Like I'm saying, not just good. I would give it great.
Hey,
it's one of Nagata's better IWGP heavyweight title defenses.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of. How long does this dude have this belt?
He has it for about 400 days.
Holy shit. Okay, that explains why I've seen him a bunch with the belt.
Including a defense against Baz Root.
Ah! That's fun.
Wink, nudge, nudge. That might come up later.
Oh. I hope so or not, depending on how that would wink. Possibly wink.
If the Internet Archive comes back up.
I will summon it with dark magic and my duel with Akira Maeda.
You got it, buddy.
I've got this. We are about the same height. Anyways. Enough burying legends.
Do you have anything left to say about this match other than just it's amazing given the circumstances?
Again, good stuff. Good stuff considering Josh Barnett is currently sweating out his asshole crazy style. Chicken pox style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Good job, buddy.
Good job. Thank you, Josh Barnett. I'm a big fan of your blood sport.
We get to what you first saw Nagata doing, which is being an asshole.
Being an asshole in Noah, we've really come full circle.
To a pillar of heaven, that's why I chose it last. To a pillar of heaven himself, Akira Taue.
Oh, it's super weird seeing Akira Taue as a babyface.
Yeah.
No, because like
also for me, it's weird seeing Nagata as a heel.
It's very cursed. Because I do start eventually rooting for Akira Taue, which feels like viscerally wrong.
I'm sure he's a lovely man, but yeah, rooting for him in a
match is like fucking evil. This bro is morally bankrupt. He like that teamed up with Jumbo Tsuruta and Tsuruta-gun. Like that's like immediately he's the first guy to turn heel of the 4 pillars. Yeah, one of the dudes never turn. 2 of the dudes never turn heel. which is fucking crazy. Wild that I'm rooting for one Akira Taue. But yeah. Let us start talking about you can actually hear the clicking of one Yuji Nagata's knees as he waddles over to the ring.
Oh boy.
Then it's oh yeah. We get to see one Shinsuke Nakamura coming to the ring with Nagata, which is pretty cool.
Representing, of course, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And having the smackdass of the night with the Kenta-esque haircut.
Mm-hmm. Which is to say, he just woke up, didn't really style it.
Yep, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And then it's Taue time. His theme is sick as fuck. Where it's kind of.
I just will note that Noah collaborating with New Japan confirms the fact that yes, Baba is dead. Not just because Noah exists, but that a Kings Road promotion is co-promoting with a Inoki-led one.
Yep, pretty much. I think he's petty enough to where I'm sure Inoki made a point of that.
Yeah.
The theme is sick as fuck. Smoke is billowing out, and then the Mountain King himself starts coming out. Pretty sweet. I mentioned how he's morally bankrupt. Taue hits a crazy stance to begin. Mm-hmm. With a Taue hits a crazy stance to begin this match. They start off with like a little wrist lock, and to immediately show that this isn't good boy Nagata, he doesn't let go immediately upon the rope touch.
Gasp.
What a villain. And then, Squill.
Yes.
Squill buddy.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
For the best submission in all of pro wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
That's right, baby. It's the test of strength. Let's fucking go. It's the test of strength, baby. Goated as hell. They actually do a good job with it. They sell it very well. This is not shades of Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. This is not shades of Bret Hart versus Razor Ramon.
Well, it's also sort of a hype bit.
For true. They do show it off a little bit later. Where Taue just lifts up his massive palm and to flex how tall he is to Nagata.
The word to describe Taue in this match is righteous indignation, where he gets to sort of do stuff that would be heelish, but he gets to do it
against a bad dude.
Yeah. So that he doesn't have to fundamentally change how he wrestles.
Yes.
He also is a fucking enziguri?
Yes, I was gonna mention that. Taue just kicks him directly in the jaw after the test of strength, which is based as hell.
Well, it's that his leg is so long that when he does the arm wringer, it is technically enziguri in that it's like to the back of the head, but his leg is so fucking long that the back of his knee connects with his jaw, and he's pulling his leg back, so the back of the leg also connects with the back of his head.
Yes. And it cracks the fuck out of Yuji Nagata.
And so it ends with basically like he's twisted his leg all the way around his head.
It's kind of like a donkey kick, but mixed with an enziguri. But speaking of tall gentlemen,
Takayama on commentary.
One handsome young man, Takayama, is on commentary, sporting the kind of pinkish color in his hair. Very cute.
Along with a really like, just randomly behind his shoulder is like a really like hot like J-Rock looking girl.
Oh yeah, she's cute.
Cool orange. She's got like a cool orange haircut.
For true.
She looks like a 90s Japanese rock.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Which brings the counter the second time. Just a hot chick is just sort of like incidentally in the background of one of these matches.
Absolutely.
Shout out to alt girls at pro wrestling shows.
For real, got to be one of my favorite genders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, off of the Takayama on commentary, I note that he's likely talking mad shit on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining like Eddie Kingston-esque commentary.
What's great as we go forward here is that they really utilize the fact that Tawai's arms are like and just limbs are 10 feet tall, because this is right where um Nagata throws up like he's ready for another test of strength, but then Tawe just puts his arm like really really high, and there's just like a sadness.
Nagata's like face kind of drops too. It's
And
really funny.
he starts kicking him in the leg,
Mm-hmm.
which is hilarious. And then he gets an arm wringer, and he really gets to like milk this arm
That's what the
with how
spinneroonie's
spindly
called.
his it's like the first thing they teach you in wrestling school.
Oh, well, they haven't been.
I do love something I love about Tawe is that he is like probably the scariest of the four pillars of heavens, because he was like a really good judoka.
Yes.
Um, and what I like is, while like striking isn't something he's good at or anything, what I like about this is Nagata starts to do some of his more like MMA-esque grounded offense, and Nagata starts countering it, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, he's actually like very scary.
Yeah, this dude is for
Where
real though.
after he shoots him off the ropes, he goes for like a kick on the return, and Tallboy just blocks it like he scouted it. He knows it's coming, and then goes to
Absolutely,
his
he
face.
blocked it crazy too.
They go for like a really great collar and elbow as well.
Mm-hmm. I also want to note underrated move the chop to the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Wahoo McDaniel's esque. Big fan. Also Baba esque. I'm a big fan of it.
Mm-hmm. Just a fuck you sort of move.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Yeah.
Tallboy then fucking sends him to meet Christ himself, and just like says, "Fuck you, get out of my ring."
Yes. Taue hits a. I will never be able to say this right. It's his choke slam.
Yeah.
From backdrop position, which is based as hell.
But basically the way it looks, the way it does from the backdrop is he picks him up like he's as a backdrop, and just basically lets him fall to the ground, but driving his elbow into his stomach while doing it. It's perfect.
Yes, it's so sick. Then Nagata is out crazy style, so Taue doubles down with yet another. This is my attempt at it. Atanotoshi.
Sure.
Joseph Montesilio says it better than I do. He says a lot of things better than I do. Nagata tries to roll away for his life, but he gets big booted to the face for his troubles onto the ground. And then Taue rips out the padding on the outside, which is crazy. And then he does yet another Atanoshi onto the concrete. God damn.
Also,
And
the way he leaves the ring is hilarious. Just as a note, where he just sort of like leisurely walks out, and just like I said, because he's so tall, everything looks kind of funny.
mm-hmm.
But he just comes out real casual when he's getting ready to beat him up on the outside.
Oh, for sure. He has been through these streets.
Mm-hmm.
I note that I could listen to Takayama read the phone book. He has a very good voice.
Oh yeah.
Then they. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just saying his voice is very distinctive. I have no idea what he's saying, obviously.
No,
But
for
like,
sure.
I could recognize his voice on commentary, even though
Mm-hmm.
Japanese.
It's right up there with Giant Baba's voice, where it kind of sounds like the biggest man
Yeah.
I've ever heard.
So deep.
It is so deep. Anyways, they get
By
back
the way,
into the ring.
the
Oh,
stooging Nagata. Sorry, this just goes for this whole like babyface
match.
fire segment. The
Mm-hmm.
stooging Nagata does is great, especially when he screams whenever he grabs his neck to go for the choke slam.
Yes. Yeah. I don't note that, but I absolutely know what you're talking about.
He goes ah.
Ah! It's like he's like a Warner Brothers character falling off of a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a neck stun gun in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does a rear naked choke from Taue does a rear naked choke, which first time for everything, I guess.
Which like I said, the vibe is sort of I'm getting is like, all right, you want to do the strong style, like more shooty looking stuff, all right, let's play, motherfucker. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like that's sort of where Tawai's at here.
for true. Um, Nagata manages to work himself over to the ropes, but Taue is not having any of it. When they stand back up, he gets a chop to the head, Nagata, and then Taue just starts beating the hell out of him in the corner. He beats the shit out of Dog.
I like how much straight up pushing Tawai does, because a
Yes.
lot of it's like one of those things that makes it look really natural, even though he's moving him from one spot to another, but he's
Hmm.
just pushing him, um, like from like standing to the corner, etc.
Yes.
But yes, the flurry of what I could generously call a striking combo he throws down is just
It's Volcon
flailing
esque.
his hands at him. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Volcon S striking. Where he just flails his hands and punctuates it with a "fuck you" knee lift.
Yes. But it ends with a backdrop driver from Nagata, absolute bastard. Um, and then some crazy ass kicks from Nagata. Um, I note specifically this is brutal, bro. Leave my boy Taue alone, which is not a sentence I thought I'd be typing.
I also do enjoy the fact that in order to kick Tawe in the head, Tawe has to like be stooped over.
Mm-hmm.
He's that tall.
Yes.
And then we come back to his arm wringer from hell, which he goes
Yes.
back to those Danielson style arm breakers, which is like I said about weaponizing how fucking long his limbs are.
Yes. A part I like about what Nagata does is that he does like his babyface shtick, but in a much more dickish way. Like
Yes.
when he's doing the whatever the hell it's called, armbreaker,
Mhm.
he will do like a meaner face.
Yes. It's very
Just little
slick.
stuff. And his salute taunt becomes much more evil.
It's
Um
perfect, isn't it?
it's so good. Um And then Nagata like throws Taue into the ring post, which is messed up. Leave my boy alone. He did nothing wrong. Well,
And from everything in the match.
well. Um, and then beating up my boy Taue. That's not nice.
It's really funny that Tawe by some was considered washed at this point. Because he's obviously
He
way
could do
less
another
washed
run.
than
That dude.
Misawa was.
I no for real though. Well, I mean, Misawa's body was built out of gum and glue at this point.
Because obviously his last masterpiece is happening this year versus Kobashi with the GHC title change. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, I
for
also
sure.
love there's a cell Tawe does where after eating an enziguri right after that arm breaker, he starts like grinding his teeth. And he doesn't fall down, but he sort of weirdly stomps, and it
So
looks cartoonish but also real.
like how I like how the enziguri is used in this match because it's obviously Nagata being an asshole, being like, haha, I'm from New Japan and you're the Baba boy.
Hmm.
But every time he does an enziguri, it doesn't do much against Taue. It only makes him a little punch drunk.
I can only describe it as him like hulking up because he does like the leg
Yes.
of like the Ric Flair strut, but accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Starts grinding his teeth, and it's fucking terrifying. Because he grabs his waist to go for another backdrop driver, and Taue just starts elbowing him in the back of the head.
It's so
Uh,
crazy.
and then does just a DDT of pure rage.
Just murders him on the DDT. Then there's a
Old man
big boot.
Taue rules.
Oh my god, it's so good. And then he goes for a two. And then
Knee clicking that big boot.
whew,
It
whew,
looks like when he's running up that you could probably hear clicks from his knees.
no, for true. And then they go over to the corner, and Akira Taue does a top rope high angle choke slam. God damn.
Excuse me? Yeah.
high, just directly onto Nagata's neck,
Also,
probably
the camera
in
isn't
5
on
pieces at this point.
the camera isn't on top Nagata's face during that, unfortunately. So just the hard cam we're looking at.
I'm imagining
His face is pure terror.
it is like the Vince McMahon "we're partners" face.
Yeah.
I'm imagining. I'm shouting at this point, "Get him, Taue, yeah."
Which is a
Sit out
weird thing to say.
powerbomb, which is nuts. But it only gets a 2. And then the exploder happens, which is so sad. Because it's my boy. And he's losing now. He's getting the crossface in. The Nagata lock is rude as hell this time. But he's a good boy, and he breaks up the hold once they get to the ropes.
It's legitimately amazing how easily his face shtick is like adapted to being heelish.
Yes. And then he does a belly to belly onto Taue, which is so sad. I call him a rat fuck. And then he goes for another lock, but he doesn't break it up immediately. And then the healing enziguri happens again. But he Taue is just trying to survive for his life. He gets thrown into the corner and then gets hit with a top rope exploder, which is nuts. He's just like the
going into exploder. By the way, there's a fucking disgusting knee lift. One of those corner knee lifts where Nagata nimbly steps onto the first rope with his left foot to launch himself.
And just pounds straight into his face. He kicks out of the top rope exploder, which I'm wigging out. I'm doing the Kurt Angle Yaz. The backdrop drive. I think the backdrop driver could have been it. But then he kicks out.
It's technically it's not a backdrop driver. It's a Saito suplex.
Excuse me.
If you remember, what he does is he grabs that body lock he likes to go from it for, and he can't get him straight over his head because he's not strong enough at this point. So then he turns him because the difference between a Saito and a backdrop is the angle where he's sort of spinning his shoulders towards the mat.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Then he gets an actual backdrop suplex.
Yes. Leads to a kick out, but the Nagata lock gets wrapped in, and the match wraps up.
I love when as soon as he gets up, he goes like yeah, I like that. Like he goes like what he always describe as like NPC style celebration of him. Yeah, it's really funny.
He's absolutely hitting the stock pro wrestler 2K24 ass like celebration. I note here that I'm super glad that Kenta Kobashi whoops this dude's ass.
Yeah.
He even does. Nagata goes up onto the second rope and does the Nick Gage flex taunt.
So you're just claiming that Nick Gage invented that? That's what we're going with? Okay.
Well, I mean, like it's what I associate most.
Okay,
because like you know how he does it, right? Where he doesn't flex shit and he just does the pose.
Yeah.
Which is what Nagata does.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. It's my review. That was a sweet match.
So what do you have to say overall about Yuji Nagata? Do you recommend him, buddy?
Oh, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
No, but holy shit, this is some good stuff. Good, just surprisingly short matches too. Super fun.
Brevity is the soul of wit, is it not?
For true.
And by wit, I mean brain damage.
Me too, brother. Super fun, super good. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Any closing thoughts about Mr. Nagata?
Whenever I see the name Nagata come up, I will definitely be watching the match because holy shit, this dude got banger after banger. Sheamus style.
Warning, if you watch one from the year of our Lord 2024, he is a wee bit washed, but he did have a great TV match with Danielson. So there is
Yay!
that. But I could have a good TV match with Danielson. So
not for true.
it would just be me eating a shoot knee to the head.
Me personally, I'm taking the cattle mutilation.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm willing to take that immediately and then leave my Rampage match, shake hands. It was an honor,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it wasn't.
Uh,
Until next time, we are Bati-Bati Book Club
for life.
And then I'll have Craig leave.
Okay. Bye,
That
Craig.
was a good episode.